Well, welcome back everyone. You joined me back for another session here in South Wales, and today's venue is Ogmore Sea Lawns. Now it's a part of the beach that is sat in between Ogmore Deeps and Ogmore Rivermouth, where the main car park is. So I got Ogmore River on my right hand side of the beach, well, on my right hand side of the beach, and then Ogmore Deeps off to my left. And we're fishing this venue on the flood today. It's about, I think it's about 2 hours after low now. High water's about midday-ish, so we're going to fish it all the way up to high, and possibly a bit of the drop, and see what we can find. I've just got 2 pulley rigs out there for now. I've got a bit of mackerel on my right and prawn on the left. Now the prawn just keeps, the line just keeps dropping to the floor, so I got a feeling we got a ray on already. That's very slack now. That has to be a fish. So I'm almost finished baiting my next rig up, so I'm going to get that finished. Then I get the camera in a better position, and hopefully get a fish on our first cast. Something other than a dogfish, hopefully. So as usual, stay tuned and see how we get on. Well, unfortunately nothing came to that first cast. I thought there was going to be a fish on there because the line kept on dropping slack, but there must have been just a lead tripping on its own, maybe possibly from the surf pulling my line down and tripping it out. Or might have been a fish, because the bait wasn't really that ripped up, but it looked like something had to go at it. So possibly something picked it up and tripped the lead and dropped it when you feel the pressure. So I'm just baiting up my next rig now. Just going up with a 3 clip down. And that is my main sort of rig I'm using today. So 3 clip downs. Because along this stretch of coastline, you don't really, it's not a place you come to target big fish, let's say. It's more of a numbers game. So yeah, we're going to fish a 3 clip downs and hopefully catch my small lights. I did have a session down here the other evening where I was fishing with Ollie and Robbie. I had 4 small lights. Robbie had 3 small lights that are spotted, and unfortunately Ollie didn't have a bite. I was going to do a video on that session, but I just thought I'd have a bit of a chill, leave the cameras in the box for a change. So I'm going to get that rig baited up now with some squid and mackerel, and then move back with the tide, because we're up behind us is where we're going to be fishing for the whole session really, up on the ledges there. So I'll get everything moved up now and hopefully get into some fish. Well, as you can see, we're now on the top ledge where we're going to fish for the rest of the session, and I freshened up both the rods with 3 clip downs and a mix of baits of squid, mackerel and sardine. And I got the rods up. I was setting my box there where I wanted it, and all the cooler box, everything. And I looked up, my line was slack, so I quickly reeled it in, and I thought it was a dogfish on there, but it was not. It was a little small-eyed. And don't worry, that rock pool there is tidal water, so it's fresh salt water. It's a little small-eyed on sardine. Not quite the right size, what we're after is a very small one. So I suppose we can only get bigger. But a small fish, but welcome nonetheless. And it's a start. So I'm going to send them straight back, or her, send her straight back, and see if we can improve on the size. I'm sure we will. So yeah, there's the first one ticked off the list. Well, this left one I put a bit closer in, and it's only been out there for 5 minutes or so, and I've had a slack line on it, so with a bit of joy we might have another ray on. It's just coming in slack, and the line's going left quite quick, which is what they normally do, because you've got a tide run, you've got the lines quite high up out the water, there's a lot of drag on the fish, so as soon as that lead trips out, it's just going to come down a lot quicker. So yeah, I feel it's just tripping out. Fingers crossed there's a fish on there. Yeah, bit of weight there. Yeah, it's a ray on the surface, quite a fair way out. Little small eyed again, most probably. I'm gonna have to go down there on the bottom to actually land the fish, so obviously I can leave the camera up here. I'm gonna go down now and I'll bring you back. Well, I'll bring you back when obviously I get the fish up for a closer look. I'm just gonna get the fish a bit closer into the rocks, because where it is now there's a lot of rocks down there, so I don't want to risk getting cut off. Yeah, there he is. Little small one again. It's even smaller. I'll be able to button this up actually. I'll say let's go down. That is one small-eyed. That is tiny. Well, that is one tiny small-eyed. Look at that. How cute. Tell you what that is perfect for. My tank. And I did actually bring a bucket today in case we had the gurnard or a little turbot. There's a few pools around me, little tidal pools. It's literally just a bit bigger than my hand. Tiny little ray. So I may keep this in a little pool, see if I can get it back for the tank. Although it's a long time until we're getting home, so I'll put it as a pool behind the camera there. I'll put it in there for a bit. I'll give it like an hour, see how it you know, see how it acts. If it gets quite docile, I'll just put it back. I don't want to kill it just for the sake of getting a ray in the tank. But if it's quite lively, I'll keep it and see if we can get in the tank. But that is tiny. That one we had earlier on, I thought that was going to be the smaller one of the session. Did not expect one that small. That's another bait out there. Oh, baits I should say, is a 3 hook on there. But I have got the third rod with me today. No, that I'm not really planning on using it much. I just thought to bring it in case I wanted to put like a fish bait in close, do something different with it or something. And I've got a few crabs with me today and prawns, so I'm going to check out that third rod out now with a crab on it, see if there's a hound about. So I'm going to have baited up now and cast out, see if we can find a hound. Well, there's a pulley rig baited up with a crab. I'm going to show you a bit of squid on as well. Strap a bit of squid to it as well, and then we'll cast it out there. You don't tend to get loads of hounds here, but you definitely got a chance. There's not really much tide there at all, so I'm not expecting one straight away, whereas some venues I would expect one almost a straight away. But I'm going to cast out there, crab and squid. Let's see if we can find ourselves a hound. Because there is a bit of a swell out there now and the lines are sort of being pulled around quite a bit, so I'll cast the third rod out there. I'll give it a cast to see what happens. If I end up finding myself just sort of tangling my other lines a bit, I'll reel it in and keep it to a side. Because I did bring it in the mind of having it as a rod to just put a bit of mackerel in or squid in close, or a bass or something, or really small hooks in close, see if there's any little small, I don't know, like little turbot or something at the edge of the rocks. So I'll have this cast with it with a crab and see if there's any hounds out there. And hopefully there is. There we go. I'm gonna get that out there now. Well, I've just been getting a few little small pullovers on my left hand rod for the past like 5-10 minutes. So with a bit of joy we'll have another fish coming in. Pretty sure there's something there. Yeah, I think we got a fish on. I put this one a bit closer again. I've had a couple bites in close actually now. I'm fishing one rod a bit further out and one rod a bit closer in. It's on the surface there, whatever it was. Oh, that dogfish, is it? Is that two fish on there? Yeah, I think I got two on here. Oh, the baby taupe. Swell. I got a little taupe and a dogfish. Oh. And the swell has got my rig around the rock. See if I can get around here. There we go. There's another species, little baby taupe. There's obviously a dogfish, and then that taupe's got himself tangled for being in that swell. Let's get him unhooked. I'll give you a closer look then. There we go, little baby taupe look. Obviously, it's no fully grown taupe, I'll say that. A cool little species to catch. Little baby taupey. That would be very cool in the tank, wouldn't it? A little baby taupe. But I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be allowed to keep a little shark like that in a tank. So I'm obviously not even going to attempt it. But that would be a very cool fish to have in the tank. Cool little. It's crazy how small that is compared to a fully grown taupe. But it's literally everything's the same as it would be when it's bigger, because some species are slightly different, the colorations and markings, but that is literally fin perfect. I don't want to keep them out for too long. I'll send them straight back. I literally just cast that rod out after that dog and baby taupe. My rod wrapped right over. That was a good bite, whatever that is. I got it on. I won't be surprised if this is a hound, the way it's fighting. Oh no, it's a ray. I did not bite like a ray. It's a better sized one anyway. God, literally just cast it out there. Obviously I had that baby taupe and the dogfish. I put them back. I walked back to bait my rig up and I looked over, my rod was bent over in the stand. That's the biggest ray of the session so far. Again, I didn't put that out far at all, probably put it 60, 70 yards. It seemed that the fish were a lot closer in today. Small eyed. There we go. That's a male, that one. Well, I'll get him in the pool, get that rod straight back out there, and I'll bring you back a closer look. Yeah. Did I get that on film then? Whoa. Guy's got teeth. I was just about to explain how male rays have got savage teeth. And I found that out just then without even telling you about it. Oh. Well, I was going to explain how male rays have got completely different set of teeth than a female and other spines around the fish, or the ray, and I didn't need to actually say it because it just bit me. he moved quick. But you might not be able to see him, but the teeth on it, like a female ray, are more flattened off and more like more like crushing pads in a sense. But on a male ray, notice when your next catch run, they are a lot more savage and aggressive teeth. And also by here and by here, there's really sharp spines. Now they run down flush. If you brush them that way, you won't be able to feel them. But going the other way, they are razor sharp. So yeah, there's a patch there and a patch there, and obviously both on both sides. So there's some there and some over here. Those ones there, you can hardly see them and feel them, but when they catch you, you know about it. So next time you catch, because they face in, so the spike on the ones on the side face in that way. So if you brush them that way, your finger catches them, but brush them the other way, it doesn't. So next time you catch a male ray, take a note, because it's surprising actually. But anyway, that's the bed of small-eyed for today. Bit me though, so I don't like him. I would take him home to eat him, but I don't want one today. I'm going to put him back. But out of all ones I should keep, he deserves it for biting me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to die or whatever, but you know, I don't feel the best. But yeah, sweet. That's another small-eyed. That's 3 rays now. Well, 2 dogfish. I did have one off camera. I reeled in, I didn't even see the bite, and I didn't show you because it was just a dog. So that's 2 dogs, 3 rays, and a baby taupe. Send them straight back now and get that rig bait back up. Well, I've now put out one in close for a bass, because I did have one out with the crab and I had a couple of casts with it and nothing came of it. And I just thought it looks very bassy in close, so I just chucked a mackerel head and a bit of the guts out in close, because you never know. Obviously we got a chance of a bass fishing as we are normally around here, but fishing with a nice big chunk of mackerel in on the edge of the rocks, you stand a much better chance. So and it's out the way of the other rods then being in close, because when I was fishing for a hound with a bit of crab out there, they did get in the way a little bit. I did tangle with it once. So being in close, it's just not getting in the way of the other rods, so makes things a bit more manageable. But going out now, on my way through a clip down, I got a squid on the bottom, mackerel, and yeah, mackerel on the top and middle. So get this out there now and see if we can find some more fish. The bites have eased a little bit over the past like half hour, 40 minutes, but we're not far off high water. I think we're about half hour, 40 minutes off. Well, 40 minutes until high. So we'll fish until high, see how it goes. I'll probably fish an hour of the drop then as well, because you get a bit of a tide run on the drop and a few fish might come through in that as well. So let's see how it goes. Well, I just went to clip up my new rig to cast out. My right hand rod, I had a nice bite. Something there. Do I cast this out first? So let's quickly cast it out and then get to that one. Seemed like another ray by the bite on it. I'm going to fish it. Oh, it's coming in slack now. Very slack. No! Don't get me stuck. I can cast out later. That's very slack. Is he still there? You would have thought so, wouldn't you? Because obviously I had a bite, stopped for a bit and then it went all slack. Yeah, he's there, I think. Yeah, it's a fish. And it feels quite decent, you know. Oh no, maybe not. It's just swimming in now. I don't feel too bad, whatever that is actually. Feels quite nice. And again, swimming in. I'd say it's another ray by what the bite was like and the way it's fighting. I wouldn't say it's a hound because it's not kiting at all, it's just coming in one line. It's on the surface now, whatever it is. What is that? Oh, it's an eel. It's got a conger eel. Are you going to stay on? It's not a big one obviously, but yeah, he's staying on. Nice. Right, well, I'm going to get that rod back out there because obviously it's ready to be cast out. I'm just going to slide this conger in a pool here so we can chill out, and then I'll bring you back once this rod's out there. I'm going to put this one a bit closer in because, like I said, those small lights were there. Those small lights were a bit closer in than I had earlier on. So they weren't quite that close, to be honest. I was quite close really, but I'm so confident for a bite there. I think a lot of people tend to think you need to cast as far as possible to catch a fish, but it's not always that case. Surprising. Like at the start of the video, you can see all the rocks down here, and then it just goes out to sand, and it's surprising the depth of water under our feet by here. So the fish will come in there feeding on the edge of the rocks. So look at that eel. Well, there we go. The conger eel taking on sardine. You can see the circle in his mouth there. Now you'll find conger eels, when you do have them on circles, they'll always, well, most of the time, they're always in the tip of on the very bottom of the bottom jaw by there. You very rarely get them in the corner like a standard sort of hookup rate. But there we go. Obviously, getting hold of a conger typically is a bit of a tricky thing, but you'll find if you grab them to the back of the head, like so, they do tend to sort of chill out and they're easier to grab there. There we go. It's another species for the day, number 4. Let's send them back. Well, I just reeled in my left-hand rod to check the bait, and I didn't even see a bite on it, but there was a little baby taupe on there, which is on the rig still, in the pool here chilling. And I was going to get the camera and show you, but this rod started tripping out. So there's a fish on here as well, but it's a pulley rig that's running with a whole squid on it. So see what's on here. There's a bit of tide there now, and it was holding it nice, and it started tripping out, and I seen to give it a nice pull over. So fingers crossed we got something on. Yeah, it seems like something's there. Hopefully another ray, maybe a hound. If I had to guess, I'd probably say it's a ray because the line's coming up. Yeah, it is a ray. Yeah, I was about to say that. The line started coming up in the water. Just coming in by here. Another small eye by the looks of it. What have we got? Small eyes. Nice. Nicey niceies. Well, this one's a female, this one, which I'll show you in a minute. Obviously the difference is with the spikes and the teeth. So I'm going to get in the pool to chill out. I'm going to rebait this rig up with another squid, and I'll bring you back for another look, and also the tope that's still on my rig. Gotta get that baited back up as well. A few fish about now. Well, there's that small light from just then. Now, same with the male rays. I've got the spikes along here. The females are never nowhere near as bad. They got a couple here and there, but nothing like the males. The males are savage. But there's the little small light. Oh, say little, about an average stamp. And the little baby tope, another one. I was on mackerel and squid. See a circle duck in the mouth there. I'm going to get these unhooked now, like so. Send them both back home. And then, oh, I got a bite here. That's another ray by the looks of it. Well, it's heated up now. There's a few fish out there. And that's a decent bite. Let's go reel them in. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that one is very slack. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is. Looking at the reel, this is the one that was quite close in that I cast out earlier on. It's been out there for quite a while now. So there's definitely something on there. Hopefully. Yeah, we got one. We got one. Guessing it's going to be a small ray by the bite. A very small ray by the feels of it. I mean, it does feel like a dog, to be honest, but I don't think it is by the bite. It's quite a good pullover. Nice kite and left. I wonder if it's a hound. What have we got? No, it is a ray. It's a ray indeed. And a better one as well, is it? Certainly fighting well. Oh, is it because he's hooked on the belly? Oh, we should get that. Oh, is that a blonde? Was that a small light? I didn't quite catch the colour of that. No, it is a small light. A chunky one as well. I haven't had the chance to beat up that spare rig yet. What was that on? Sardine. That one. Whoa, almost bit me again. Give you a quick look and get him straight back. There we go. Another small light. It's number 5, I think. It's quite a chunky one, that one. And like I said, that was riding close. That wasn't that far past the rocks. So it just goes to show that you don't need to cast far. Sometimes it pays off when the beaches are busy, but a lot of the time when you've got a bit of a swell running, it's overcast, it's not that hot, the fish will come riding close to feed, so that just proves it. Well, I send them straight back, so I am dying to get that rod back out there. Nice. Nicey niceys. I think we're coming to the end of the session, I think, because the bites have eased off slightly. We had a little flurry of fish come through earlier on, about half hour ago, and it's eased a little bit now. But we're fishing now into the start of the drop. I think about half hour into it, 40 minutes. So I'm baiting up my next rig that I'm probably going to make my last. I got my right hand rod, it's in close. And then my middle one has got a sandeel and squid at distance, and my left one is what this is going to be out on. I threw it clip down, but what I'll probably do is refresh the pulley rig as well, just put a new bait on that and sling that out there. But it's been quite an enjoyable session actually. I had the feeling we were going to get a few fish, but I didn't expect the massive amount, because it typically down here it does fish better on the slightly bigger tides. And it's a 13, I think it's a 13 metre today on the Barry scale, so it's not the biggest of tides, but it's been quite enjoyable actually. The 3 clip down fishing, which is one of my favourite ways of fishing, really, especially around these marks. Like I said at the start of the video, it's not really a mark to fish if you want big stuff. It's a very good mark for fishing like this, to get in like a bigger bag of fish, because there's normally a lot of fish but smaller fish, which is enjoyable sometimes. As much as it's nice to catch a big fish, myself, I prefer to be had a bit of a busier session, which is what it has turned out to be today, which is nice. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make this my last cast now and then shoot off, and I'm planning on coming back out in a couple of days time. It's currently Tuesday, I might head out on Saturday then. We've got a nice bit of weather at the minute, so it's just trying to take advantage of it to get a few videos done, because what I never really thought about before I started my YouTube channel and during the start of it was being able to get videos up consistently. Like, as you all know, every Sunday afternoon is when I like to upload the video, and as you can imagine, I'm not going to catch fish every time I go fishing. I have had a few sessions recently where I haven't made a video out of them because it's just, I had maybe like one ray and a few dogs. I just don't really want to be putting up a video of a session that wasn't that productive. And I know that's a part of fishing. You're not going to catch fish every time you go, and you can never expect to. No matter how good you are as a fisherman, you're always going to have a slow session here and there. Because what I always tell people is, let's add a bit more to that one, is you can only expect to catch what's in front of you, because if you get to pull up to a mark and there's no fish out there, you're not going to catch. So it's not a problem to blank sometimes or not catch fish. I think that's what people find excuses for, like the tides were too small, or the weather wasn't right, or my bait was no good, or there was too many people causing disturbance on the beach. Just sometimes you blank, or you just don't catch as many fish as what you wanted, or as many as a guy next to you did. But that is a big part of the reason why I love the fishing so much, because I love the unpredictability of it, because it's quite nice going out not knowing what the day's going to bring for you. Right, that didn't go to plan. Stuff everywhere. Well, I'm going to get this rig baited up now. Finished it up, going to bait up with a bit of squid on the bottom hook, and I'll get this stuck out there now, get my pulley rig freshened up, and see if we can find a fish on our last cast. Well, as you can see, all my other rods have been packed up, and we are going to reel in the very last rod. So fingers crossed there may be something on it, but I don't think there's going to be, because I haven't had a bite on it. No, nothing on there. We'll get this in now and get all packed up. Whereas the last rod out of the water, and another session finished. So it's been a good little session. Quite enjoyed it actually. I didn't really, well, originally I wasn't even going to come today, but I was chatting to my mate Robbie yesterday afternoon, and he said, fancy going to Ogmore tomorrow. So I thought, all right then, I'm in. And basically last night, high water, he went on Sully Island. So I woke up this morning to a voice message of his at 3:30, that is what the time he sent it, saying that he just got home and he's too tired to come out this morning. So I wasn't going to come. I thought, oh, why not? The weather's quite nice. There's few fish in the area, and I'm glad I did now, because I really enjoyed that session. So well, I'm going to get this rod packed up, get back to the car, and then got a few things I need to sort out this afternoon at the workshop. So that is me. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.